Hello and welcome to another Canadian channel feature. I recently attended a business seminar which had attendance from companies such as Amazon, Tesla, IBM, Intel, Google, and Facebook. There were some that were my acquaintances and active subscribers to this channel. Since they follow my channel and are aware of the book reviews and strategies that are usually the content of my channel, they asked me to explain an effective strategy for employee retention. The number one issue organizations are facing today is how to ensure employees are satisfied with the job and ensure that they're able to retain good employees. I decided to make a video on the excerpts from our discussion. Diving straight onto the topic, let's first look at the evolution of workplace in regards to Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution started in the late 1800s and early 1900s. For this discussion, I tend to use after the World War II during the mass production era. This is when employees worked for necessities such as food, shelter, clothing, etc. Now I'm going to explain a concept by an American psychologist, Abraham Maslow. Maslow wrote a research paper in 1943 explaining the hierarchy of human needs. He stated that people are motivated to achieve certain needs and that some needs takes precedence over others. I have a separate video on detailed explanation of this model. I learned about Maslow's theory while studying for my MBA. So during this period, people were focused on ensuring their physiological needs were met. During this time, jobs were scarce, and people rarely left their jobs or switched companies, even if the working conditions were poor. Assuming you're like me in the mid-30s, this is probably our grandparents' era. American infrastructure, including the macroeconomic structure, was extremely strong to support this era, and people started making better wages. During this era, the workforce went to work for a standard of living. Using Maslow's model, our parents were no longer deficient of the physiological needs as their parents had worked hard, contributed to the money, which now had a better social system and better infrastructure like clean water, food, etc. Now they have moved up on the hierarchy model to safety and love belonging needs. Our parents worked hard to ensure they have a better house, have a pension when they retire. They owned cars and other properties and went to work to ensure the monthly payments are met. Also, if you look closely, there were more opportunities here than what our grandfathers had. Employee retention was still high, and the companies were still not affected by this new change. Then comes the information age, the digital revolution, or social revolution. This is when the millennials are entering the workforce. The workforce cares less about survival, as they could rely and be thankful to their grandfathers. They care less about the standard of living, as their parents have taken care of it. They can always go back and live with their parents in their basement. At this age, the opportunities are unlimited. You could attend an online coding course and become a freelancer and stay at your parents' basement comfortably. This generation is mainly looking at quality of life, which means quality of workplace, which in turn means quality of job, quality of environment, quality of learning and rewards. This is also a contributing factor on why North Americans do not want to work for lower wages, and it's strategically beneficial for organizations to employ workers at other developing nations where the hierarchy of needs are on lower level. During a documentary, Michael Moore asked Phil Knight, who owns Nike, as to why can't he move the manufacturing jobs from the Asian countries back to the US. To which Phil stated that Americans would not prefer to work on the low minimum wage jobs. It makes complete sense that this is the reason Nike still employs higher level jobs such as R&D in the US, and all its manufacturing is conducted in developing nations. If you're interested in the Nike story, watch my video on this channel on Phil Knight's book. Going back to our topic, the millennials are at top level of hierarchy and want to be felt appreciated and rewarded. Now, rewarded does not mean monetary rewards. If you're interested, watch another video about an experiment called the Candle Experiment Problem conducted by Charles Dunker, which debunks the myth about monetary rewards to employees. Employees in this era want to be rewarded in terms of quality of life. Google, Amazon, Facebook are all doing an excellent job trying to inculcate employee satisfaction by having increased employee engagement. Interesting concepts such as bring your pets to work or having healthy treats in office every month is now a norm. Employees at these companies are also encouraged in participating in company social events, which includes managers taking the team out for drinks, which the organization believes fosters employee interaction. Pixar became a pinnacle of using this as your success strategies. To summarize this video, if you're a business owner, a manager, or entrepreneur thinking about starting a company and having employees work for you, you have to analyze on employee motivation. You have to find effective ways on ensuring employee engagement. My analysis is that loyalty never existed, and it's always been a mutual symbiosis. The previous generation had a limited choice, but this generation and generation after has plenty of choices. I hope I could explain this question in an interesting manner using animation and careful articulation of the script. Please feel free to check other sections of my channel, mainly strategic human resource management and leadership. I would love to hear your questions in the comment section below. This is Canadian Channel signing off. Peace.